Persona 4 Golden is coming to the PC.
In fact, by the time you hear this, it will be on the PC.
On the
PC.
PC.
The announcement and the release are all happening right at the same time. It's a whole mishmash situation.
James, that sounds suspiciously like a reveal that was planned to happen at E3.
Yes. In fact, strictly speaking, it still is happening at the PC Game Show, or rather, by the time you hear this, will have happened at the PC Gaming Show on Saturday, June 13th.
Okay, tell me more. Why is this game coming to PC all of a sudden?
Paul, Rhett, that is actually an amazing question. I don't fully know why it's coming. If I had to guess, I would say it's because the only other place you could really get it prior to this, or at least the golden version, was in PS Vita, which is a dying or dead relic that nobody busts out anymore. I mean, full disclosure, mine is on my desk, less than a foot away from me right now, but I didn't use it to play Persona 4 Golden. So this release is a great way to give people access to a game or a version of a game that they might otherwise have missed, because it is, from what I can tell, a very different experience from actual original Persona 4.
Okay.
So if we're just strictly talking about the Vita version of the game, then this is an amazing purchase and an easy justification to pick up. There's new characters, there's new Persona, there's new story content, there's new places to explore, there's new everything you can think of that you needed there to be more of. New story, it's all super blown up, there's new mechanics. The way that the difficulty slider works is more refined, and you can pick, you see specifically what changes when you go from one difficulty to the next, and there's all these tiny little quality of life improvements that have been made, so that the game itself is a lot more manageable and more fun to play. But on the flip side, the PC version of Persona 4 Golden basically just has Steam trading cards and more resolution options, and you can play with a keyboard if you want, which is pretty cool, I guess, and actually works surprisingly well with an RPG like this. But it's kind of it, really. And my recommendation is definitely get this game if you've only played the original version of Persona 4. Also, if you haven't recently played Persona 5, because the culture shock of going from 5 to 4 might fuck you up a little bit.
That's what I was gonna ask. You
Yeah.
just played Persona 5,
Yeah.
whatever that Turbo Edition was called, and does this stand up with that?
Yes and no. The battles are still nice and fast. They have the same basic mechanical setup. There's still a certain amount of depth and complexity. You still work with exploiting enemy weaknesses in order to encourage the team attacks and stuff like that. And you can combine and fuse personas to increase the depth of your strategy, and you collect skill cards. You can attach these to personas so you can add even more flexibility to your combat strategy, and that's all still good. But fucking man, because this is an older game, not only are the graphics pretty dated, although the impact is felt less because Persona games are traditionally, strictly speaking, more stylish than they are technically superior. So they take advantage of lower resolutions and lower texture rates and stuff like that to work within that space and kind of make artsy decisions so that it seems prettier and cooler than it actually is. But the fact that it's such an old game means that the town area is fucking barren. There's you'll walk up and down a street and there's 2 other people standing around outside. You're wow, this town is a lot smaller than I realized. This is kind of sad. And they're very upfront about it being a tiny town. There's 2 regular stores and one place that sells display swords where you get your armor at like one liquor store, a couple of restaurants. Like, it's a really little town, but there's probably more than 15 people in it, and you wouldn't know that based on how many models you see, like how many character models running around. So, like, visually, kind of a letdown.
Okay, but saying you like suspend your disbelief about the size of this town, and you can hand wave away some of the graphical stuff. How does this stack up in the pantheon of Persona games and Japanese RPGs more generally?
Within the realm of Persona games, it's pretty rock solid. I kind of liked 3 more than 4 just because it was the first one I played, and the like mechanic that allowed you to like fight people was like completely fucked. Like, because in 3 you get these like guns that like allow you to you put it to your own head and you pull the trigger, and then a like persona comes out and you're in battle instead of just you being dead and bleeding on the ground.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like that was wild, and like mechanically it was a really interesting concept that like I really liked exploring. But 4 is like still a really rock solid game that I like highly recommend people checking out. If you're a Persona diehard but you never played Golden, easy decision. But like, give it some time, you know? You haven't played if it's been a while since you played 5, great, but if you just put it down, no, you're gonna want to give it some time. Because you're gonna get burnt out. You can't have that much Persona in your life in that little time. It's just very important that you like give yourself that space.
You don't want to get multiple personalities.
Oh.
Like a personality disorder. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. Like, this game got bonkers high scores when it first came out.
Oh yeah, it's the highest reviewed game in Metacritic on the Vita.
Yeah.
Like, or that's what the press release says. It's like, it's top of the pops. Like, there's nothing better. But yeah, it's pretty rock solid.
All right, sweet. So this thing is out. Like, you can go get it right now. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. By the time you're hearing this, they'll have made the announcement at the PC Gaming Show. It's going to be out there in the world for you to pick up and like just tear right into. Just go crazy.
All right, people. Well, get out there. Go play some Persona 4 Golden, but only if you haven't recently played Persona 5, because you're going to burn out, and we don't want you to burn out. We want you to play as many games as you can, as often as you can. So we need that burnout to stay at a minimum, a very minimum level.
Yeah, there's a refractory period you have to observe before you can really dive deep into another massive RPG like Persona.
It's science. It's science. You can't overcome that. You know?
敵は3体熊油断禁物で